What's up, guys? It's Akil Copeland. Welcome back to the Borderman Transmission. And today we have another amazing topic. Today I'm going to talk about 5 rules all men should follow, and you should never break these rules regardless of what happened in life. Do not break these rules. And it's so important as a man, you should have rules for yourself. If you do not have rules and morals and things you go by and structure, you're just moving aimlessly out here. You're not really vibrating at your best self. You're not really setting a standard. And every man should set a standard for himself. You need rules. You need guidelines. You need things you do, things you don't do. It just makes you more valuable when you have these gates up. These specific gates. I want to call them gates. You can't break that gate. You can't come through that gate. To get through that gate, you gotta get a key. Stop letting people access you for free. Stop letting people be able to access you on their time and what they feel like to access you. Have these gates up and have locks on them. And they gotta really show you true value to unlock these doors and these gates. You have to have value for men. If you don't got standards, if you don't got morals, you cannot consider yourself a real man, bro. You're a boy. Only boys walk around with no boundaries, no rules, no. You have to have certain rules that you follow that you would never break. And if you break, you punish yourself. And I wouldn't say literally punish yourself, but you know what's the best way. You keep like, you know what? If I break these rules, I got to go to the gym and put in a hard workout, or I have to stop eating fast food. Something you have to just make your mind know that you should not break your rules. But let's get into these first 5 rules. And the first thing I want to really step on and really I feel like is most important is to commit, is the commitment to yourself. If you choose a specific route in life, no matter what route it is, you choose to be a footballer, photographer, whatever the case is, whatever route you choose, you have to commit to that route. A lot of times we start something in the next 3 weeks, if we don't see any type of improvement, if we don't see any type of, blessings coming in, we change the route. And this is the most important part too. Do not change your route because you see other people are getting success in some other areas. If I'm over here, I'm cutting grass, and because I see John is over there painting a house and he's getting success and he's getting money, I'm gonna stop cutting grass. That's not how you work. If you choose to cut grass, commit and put 100% into cutting grass until you own a company, until you have workers, until you scale your company up where you have multiple locations and multiple places. You have to commit to whatever route you choose. It don't matter what it is, you can always gain success in whatever you choose to do. Once you commit and you lock in, you can always achieve the ultimate success in that specific field. But a lot of times we're too shaky. You really have to think about it. We need to remove this mindset of the instant gratification. As soon as I start something, I must see something out of it. No, you didn't even give it a year yet. A lot of you guys start trading. A lot of you guys started social media. A lot of you guys started college. A lot of you guys started a business. And because you did not get the results you wanted in 3, 4, 5 months, you give up. A lot of you guys even bought a course, and because you didn't get the results in 2 days, you give up. And because you probably didn't understand the information, you give up. Stick to it until it works. Stick to it until you gain some benefit from it. Do not change your route too quickly. I need you to commit to whatever route you choose. You need to commit 100%. We have to remove this stigma of this instant gratification. And the reason why we look for this instant gratification is because we only see people when they succeed already. Majority of people you see on social media, on the internet, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case is, you see them living the best life and they fancy cars, the house. You think they got it overnight. They did not get that overnight. They had to work day in, day and night out for probably years. But you're only seeing the finished product. So you cannot compare day 50 to your day 2. Commit. Stay consistent. Lock in. Build discipline. And you will achieve ultimate success. Don't run for this instant gratification. That's the first rule. Commit. If you choose to do something, lock in on it. Do not change. Do not switch up because you see John over there. He's doing this and he's getting money. Choose your route wisely and commit. And put 100% into it. Do not go 50. Do not go 80. Go 100% into your specific route and field. That's the first rule. Is to learn how to commit and apply discipline into whatever you want to do in life. Is to be disciplined enough to stay and stick it out until it works. Now let's move on to the next rule. This is so important, is that you have to learn to handle and control your emotions. If you do not know how to handle and learn how to control your emotions will control you. And this could make you a dangerous person and a very scary person. I don't want to ever be in a position where my emotions are controlling me. And this, I'm going to put it in a big picture for you right now. If you only work based on your emotions, you will be probably the most average person ever, because our emotions are not consistent. We do not have the same moods in the next 5 minutes. I won't feel the same way. In the next 10 minutes, in the next hour, in the next day, I won't feel the same way. So I cannot work on my emotions. My emotions are not consistent enough. So that's why I talk about teach men discipline. We have to apply discipline. Learn to control your emotions before they control you. It's so important. And do not let people get a reaction out of you. Sometimes it's better to be non-reactive than just to react to anything at any God-given moment. I don't want to preach, but it's so important that men today, we learn how to control our emotions. I know people preach men need to open up, men need to express, but that's the same reason that make men so weak, because a lot of us don't even know how to control our emotions. So when we do express, we express in the wrong ways. If you did know how to control, if you did know how to unload, then that would be good. But we do not know how to do that. So when you preach to let a man, let his emotions out, the way he probably know how to let his emotion out might result into bad things. So I always tell men, learn to control your emotions. Learn to use logic first and then express your emotions in the best way possible. That you will still have your dignity, you still will look as a man, and you won't hurt nobody in the process. Learn to control your emotions. Learn to handle your emotions. Every male today, that's something you need to have. You have to have emotionally intelligence. Like, it's so prominent. It's imperative you know how to control yourself emotionally. Now let's go on to the next tip. That's the second tip, is to learn to control your emotions. Now this third tip is really a game breaker for a lot of you guys, because this world today is so built around being in a relationship, being this cute couple, being all of this. So I feel like it's so important that you know how to choose your woman wisely. You have to choose your woman wisely. Your woman can build you or break you. This is so important. Do not just choose a girl because she got a pretty face and a slim waist. It's not gonna add good. It's not gonna end good. If you're just choosing a girl based on how she look, you cannot be mad and when she give you that bad attitude. A lot of us, we choose a girl based on how she looks, and then we expect her to just have a good personality because she looks good from the outside. So when you go after these pretty girls and they come with bad attitudes, you can't be mad because you did not go for her attitude. You went for her look. So how can you be mad at this female if she gives you a bad attitude? You didn't even check into the attitude. You were just looking at her body. So for my fellas out there, all my men and all my boys, choose your women wisely. Don't just choose because she looks cute. Ask these and look for the intrinsic value in these females. What do they bring to the table? When I talk about bringing to the table, how can it help you? How can they inspire you? How can they build you up? How can they test your intelligence? How can they add some type of form of value? And not just sexual, but more so when you feeling down, because a lot of times us men, we feel down, we don't say anything. How can she notice when her man is feeling down and she needs to come in our room and just hug him or tell him, baby, I'm proud of you? That's the type of woman you want to have around you. You want to have a woman like, you know what, baby, I see you did this video, but it's not looking too good. You should start over. This is the little tips you could change. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm giving suggestions. Or just having, sometimes we have ladies next to us, they don't give us no impact, no input. They don't tell us, oh, baby, I think you should wear this, or I think you should do this, or I think you should save this amount of money, or baby, I see this opportunity. We don't have women around us that really add those values. They're just taking more than they're giving. And it needs to be a balance. The same thing for you. You need to support your woman. You need to uplift your woman. You need to make her look better. You need to actually help her be a better person, a better individual in all aspects. And a lot of times, a lot of you guys are dating your biggest hater. So be very careful. A lot of times you're dating somebody who is with you, but they're jealous of you. They envy of you. They with you, but they wish they were you. So be very careful for the people you date. It's just so important. It's so important. Now let's go to the next tip. This tip is so important because I feel like I resonate with this tip and this rule, because I generally have this rule within myself and I stand by it. Is to learn how to start alone. You're not gonna always have friends around. You're not always gonna have your mom, your dad around. There's probably somebody watching this video right now that's probably alone. You're probably homeless. You're probably without money. You're probably without support. You have to learn how to start alone, because if you don't know how to start alone, you will never start. If I always waited on my friends, my family to support me or to give me that push, I would never be in the positions that I've been put myself in. I would never got to this point at where I can now vibrate and live the life I want to live. If you consistently wait on people and you consistently depend on people, they will misuse you. They will mistreat you because they feel like you need them more than they need you. Learn to start alone. Learn to work alone. Learn to walk alone sometimes. Learn to start alone. It's okay to be alone. Nothing is wrong with being alone. I feel like today we are scared of the idea of being alone so much we put ourselves around people that don't deserve to be around us. I had this one girl talk to me. She's like, Akil, I'm so scared of being alone. I don't mind dropping my standards just to get some company. Why are you so scared of being alone? You don't mind dropping your standards. At no point in life you should ever compromise your standards just because you're lonely or just because you're sad. That's why I'm talking about men. We need core values. We need core rules that we always follow. No matter how we feel, no matter how down and drained you feel, do not just jump up and invest yourself in people just because you're lonely or you're sad. Have these rules that you stand by and you're willing to die by. Now the last rule on this list right here is so important. Maintain your image. Maintain your image, fellas. This is so important. You should always want to have a specific image. You should have a self-image that you created in your mind that make a reality. Whatever you want to lose weight, you want to gain weight, you love dressing classy, you want to live a luxurious lifestyle, whatever it is, whatever this image you have in your mind of yourself, I need you to make it possible, make it become a reality, and maintain that image. And you should always look presentable. You should always smell presentable. You should always carry yourself in the best manner possible. These are rules that men should always follow. Your hygiene game should be on point. At no point you want to ever be smelling bad around people. At no point you don't ever want to be dressed in anyhow, dirty clothes on, ripped up t-shirt. And if you're in a position where you don't have the resources to dress good, to get a haircut or what's not, I suggest you sit down and start making some decisions. How can I get more money? How can I get in this position? Because I cannot continue to live this way. And there's always a way out. Don't ever feel like it's the end of the road. You can always start rebuilding yourself. I don't care if you're 50 years old, you're 60, 70 years old. You can always start rebuilding. Until the day you die, until you leave this earth, you can start over. You can always press that restart button and make your life change. A lot of us feel like we can't start over. A lot of us feel like if starting over is a bad thing. It's cool. When you play games and something bad happens, you start over and you assess the situation differently. You go into the mission differently. You move differently because you know what not to do now. You know what area not to turn. You know where they waiting on you. So it's always good to start over because you're not just starting over. You have the knowledge that you have already, that you had gained through the experience that you've been through. So now it's not just starting over from fresh. It's just you taking a different route. Sometimes the blessing is in the redirection. It's not in the intention. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you intentionally wanted to do this, but the redirection showed you where your blessing was at. But I'm not going to preach. I just want to reach out to you guys and give you guys a perspective that I hope would make you start thinking at and looking at your life differently. If you want to change your life today, you need to change your perspective. The way you think and the way you view yourself is so important. If you view yourself as somebody who cannot make things happen, if you view yourself as somebody that's poor, that's stressed out, that's depressed, you will always be in that position. Change your perspective of yourself and you will change yourself. It's Akil Copeland. Welcome to the Boy Man Transformation. Here is where we help men transform to their better self. We transcend. Stay blessed. Don't stress. Live life. Never worry about the price. And never think twice. Commit to your route. Stay focused. Lock in. Be yourself. Be a king. But most importantly, be a man. Because it's necessary. And we out.